So when do you? So I don't know how much you want to record of us bantering back and forth before we start the game. So because there are some things I was going to talk about, like with the game setup, like all the boarding craft and things like that. So I don't know how much you want to capture of that.
Let's just record it all. That's fine. This is intended to be a low effort type of production. So, okay. So for anybody who is actually subjecting themselves to watching this video, assuming it ever actually goes live to the public, sorry, but not sorry.
Okay, so to that end, I say that we skip the wings phase, just because that's a little bit convoluted, and that's in this venue it might be a little difficult. I do think we should go with boarding craft because boarding craft can be pretty important. So let's do that. Make sense?
I think so. I made an effort to sort of flip through the rule book a little bit. So when you say skip the wings phase, you mean we're not using interceptors and bombers?
This is correct. We will still use boarding craft. So when you look at the stats for each of your elements, it should say how many boarding craft they have. So you can grab your boarding craft tokens. You see over on my side how I've got the boarding craft laid out next to the capital ships.
Yeah,
they have the capital elements. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do this. If this was a real game, I would have them stacked on the base, but that is a little difficult to do the way they're set up right now. If I try to do it, it'll probably just stack them on top of the ship. So I'm just going to keep them next to the ship that they're assigned to.
Such as the lot. Now, where do I see how many boarding craft they actually get?
When you look on the stats of the ship, the gray section underneath, so there's like movement, damage track,
I see. It's
underneath their hangars, and then boarding craft. Yep.
Got it.
And then boarding craft. So this will also, this is where you choose how many Spartans you will have and where they're going to go.
I didn't pay for any, so.
Well, you probably want to pay for one. Well, I mean, you get, I don't know how many points they are, and that's fine. If you want to purchase one, that's fine. So let me go over to your tokens. Where are your tokens?
Okay.
So I'm going to grab a couple of your tokens. So Pelican boarding craft. Right here, this is your standard boarding craft.
Yeah.
And then depending, I don't know which fleet admiral you're using.
I've got Stanforth.
Okay, so underneath, so at the top of Stanforth's card, it'll say how many points Stanforth is, and it'll say something about how many Spartans he can take and how much they cost.
Yeah, it's 0 to 1 per full 1,000.
Okay, so you'll get one Spartan. I get 4 zealots.
Each Spartan costs plus 100 points.
Yep, so you'll add 100 points to your total. So if you look over here in this corner where I dropped the Pelican, so the Pelican, that token is your standard boarding craft. This is your boarding craft with a Spartan on it.
Okay.
So that's how you track that.
Right. Yeah, no, I kind of remember that part.
Yep.
All right.
So then you'll need to assign the Pelicans to your elements as needed.
Right.
So you can do that.
Yeah, because I've got to figure out. Let's see here. Where does it say on here? Ah, there we go. 3. All right.
Oh, it's funny when I come over to your side of the table, I can see your avatar up on the board. I see what you mean. I see what you mean now. It's funny.
All right, and I need to clone. There we go.
So probably, I can't remember this off the top of my head, but probably your frigates won't have any boarding craft on them.
Correct.
Probably. Yes. Don't worry about them.
Yeah. No, that you are correct on that.
Because the small ships on the Covenant side don't get boarding craft.
Yeah, the destroyers do. The destroyers do, but the frigates.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. So, and then just full truth in lending here. So I have 4 zealots per full 1,000 points. But the Zealots are not as hardy or as survivable as the Spartan is. So lest you think that it's an unfair advantage, and the Zealots are no joke, but the Spartan will, if the Spartan gets aboard a ship, it can go through like a buzzsaw sometimes.
All right. Let's see here. So I think all of the marathons get 3. And then I need to figure out how much go to the Valiants. And then the Epoch also gets 3. Seems like a small number for such a chunky boy. And then I still need to figure out what's going into the Valiant. Valiant also gets 3, it looks like. Okay. And then basically I need to take one of these tokens that I've put out and change it to the Spartan token is essentially.
Yep. Yeah, get rid of one of the Pelicans and replace it with the Spartan token.
Got it. I'll probably stick it on one of the carriers.
Boarding is from what I remember from playing this on the tabletop, boarding is really a thing in this game, more so than it is in some other naval games.
Yeah. No, I mean, true to the theme, they really emphasize the boarding. I remember that from the discussion and from the review we did way back when.
Yeah.
I just don't remember all of the ins and outs.
I remember a good chunk of it, but I got the rulebook handy. And luckily, I just played Halo Ground Command a few weeks ago, and the firepower rating tables and things like that are very similar. So,
yeah, it's the same basic engine, right?
It is.
Okay, so I got 5 spots on my card here, so that means I need 5 of these guys. I'll keep those handy. All right, so
and just a mechanical note, something I noted with the with rolling the dice.
Yeah.
So if you select all the dice and you right click and you select roll, it doesn't roll them very well. So what I would recommend is you just keep click it like 3 or 4 times, and it will bounce them up in the air and rotate them around every time you click it while they're in the air before they drop. So that's to me, as opposed to grabbing them and scattering them across the board, which will be difficult to keep track of. That's what you see what I'm saying about how they roll.
Yeah, so I just selected them all, and I just tapped the R key a few times.
Oh, cool! I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, that's using the keyboard shortcut.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that'll work too. Okay, cool. Little things we're learning here. All right, good. Okay, so let me. So I've got the rulebook here. We'll take a quick look at starting a game. We've built our fleets. Okay, shoot. Hold on one second here.
So I'm assuming that just like me, you sort of broke your stuff down by battle group on the table, right?
Yes.
And it feels like, so I think I've definitely got more battle groups than you do, but that feels right, as I think I'm sort of lower cost ships than yours are, right?
Yes, the Covenant
You've got
is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 battle groups, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 battle groups.
Now the question is, Andy, did you name your ships? Because I named all of my capital elements. So
what I did is I just named. I selected all of the elements and I named them off the battle group. So that way I could keep all the battle groups straight. So for example, if you look at this one right here, that's standard battle group 4. But I guess instead of naming it standard battle group 4, I can name it something like, I don't know, I'll make this one the Yorktown. This is the Yorktown battle group.
I named, so all of my battle groups are just numbered. but I put that number for all of the ships in the battle group, so they all say BG4, like for battle group, they all say BG4.
Yeah.
But for my capital elements, I have named all of them. So like I have these 2 Covenant RCS armored cruisers over here. One of them is the Prayer of Victory, and the other one is the Devoted. So it's always fun with naming Covenant ships, because you just pick a bunch of religious terms and just throw them all together. So I always kind of have fun. With that. I have a.
All right. Well, I think what I'll do then is
the Silent Faith.
Yeah. If you look at the center epoch I've named that the UNSC Yorktown, and then the other elements I've named I'll call those guys like the Yorktown Battle Group or something.
Okay. And if you hover your mouse over, you hover your little hand over them, even when I do it, I can see if you hover for a second, it will expand a little bit, and I can see what the names of the ships are. So you can look at mine the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I see that UNSC Yorktown. Cool. Okay. All right. So we need to shoot. I'm trying to remember what the order is here. This makes for great radio with us just sitting here looking at the books, I'm sure.
Right. Well, hey, maybe I'll work some editing magic. Maybe I won't. And for anybody at home that's watching this, I'll just say you've only got yourself to blame. So.
This is true. Okay, here we go. So all scenarios have a map. Okay, so I think we choose the scenario first, and then we roll for terrain. So Andy, if we come over here to my right, your left.
Yes, that little table there.
There's a little table there, and there are 2 dice. So since you are MBS actual, you can be player 1, and I will be player 2.
All too kind.
So so take there should be a gray UNSC die over there.
Yep, I see it.
Go ahead and roll that a couple of times.
Oh, I cycled through the pages on it.
Yeah, you flip the page.
Let's see here.
Just push F.
F.
There you go. Oh.
No, that flips it. Oh, I see. So the problem is the R key is also the cycle through the page key, hovering over that element.
Got it. Okay. So our final tally, or our final results here were a miss and a miss.
Yep.
Which is seek and destroy.
Bonk.
So seek and destroy is okay. It's we're deploying the corners essentially. So you're going to have a 24-inch by 24-inch corner deployment zone.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it on this little guide they've got here.
Keep going.
6.
That's that one right there.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So you want to keep using the full. So that means that our play field's a little too big then, right?
No, it's not. Well, I guess it kind of is, but I don't know how we would adjust that in this.
Well, what we can do is we can just like paint a line on the board like this.
Okay.
Can you see the line?
Hold on. Yep, I see it.
Yeah. So.
Well, you have those 24-inch measuring sticks over there, so.
Exactly. I mean, there's also, yeah, there we go.
Oh, geez. So we're going to play a 1,500-point game on a 48-inch by 48-inch board. Oh, man, this is going to be...
Yeah, what does it give you an option of adjusting it to make it larger?
Hold on.
I'm just looking in the...
Actually, yeah, so recommended battlefield size is 4x6 for between 1,000 and 3,000 points.
Yeah.
It's 4x6. So I think let's just go with that. So it'll still be a 24-inch deployment zone in the corners. So we will deploy opposite, which means it'll take a little while for us to get there. Okay, so now to place terrain, Andy, this is where you can draw the lines. So essentially, we need to divide the battlefield up into sectors. We need 6 2-foot by 2-foot sectors, essentially.
Okay.
So can you do that?
Yep, sure can. I'm on it.
Okay. Okay. And while you're doing that, I will move my ships off the table. This is kind of interesting. It's kind of some of the same things you have to deal with in a physical game.
Here we go. Oh wow! So hitting Control Undo results in like a complete reset of the table.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering about that.
Doing that. I'm not sure if it did on your side as well or not.
It did. Yeah, it did. It didn't reset everything, but it.
Yeah, no, it was weird. So sorry about that. I was just trying to redo this line so that it comes up as a different color.
Are you doing the deployment zones over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I figured out that you can erase it line. You can erase lines line by line. So.
Okay.
Yeah, this will just take a lickety split second here.
That's fine. That's a good idea. I was kind of wondering how we were going to mark that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about Tabletop Simulator. I mean, if there's a way to do it on a real table, there's a way to do it here.
Yep.
Just have to figure it out.
Well, on a real table, we would have measured and dropped dice in the corners to mark off that deployment area. So okay, we still need to build the 2-foot by 2-foot sectors.
Yeah, no, I'm working it. I'm just trying to get my all Martha Stewart on it here.
And for those of you listening at home, this is the first time Andy and I have ever tried to play a game on Tabletop Simulator. So
bear with us. I was trying to think the last time we've actually played like any kind of game together.
I was at your house in 2017. No, I was at your house in 2017. That was after Adepticon. I was in the DC area for training for work. And
okay, I remember that. For some reason, I was thinking that was before Adepticon.
No, that was the year after. So we played They Come Unseen. We played, I think, Axis and Allies War at Sea.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And something else. I can't remember now off the top of my head.
So Greg, now that I'm zooming in and looking at the map a little closer, they've actually helped us out. There's like little tick marks on the table at like the 2-inch and.
Oh, I see those. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually a lot easier than I thought was thinking initially.
Yep.
And I actually drew this line a little crooked, so I'm going to get rid of this one. There we go.
So there's a reason I'm dropping my dice into those quadrants or sectors, whatever we call them.
Yeah, because we have we have to like do it's similar to the scenario selection. We have to do a roll for it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I actually screwed up my deployment zone a little bit here.
That's right.
There we go. Yeah, that sort of looks like lines and stuff, right?
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so Andy, go ahead and drop 1 die into each quadrant.
And this is a Halo die, right?
This is a
not
order
combat.
die. Not an order die, a combat die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me drag and let me select and get all my ships out of the way here.
Yep.
You almost need like a side table.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack up some of these guys, though, just to make a little space.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's kind of a trip watching the little physics simulation at play for all these things.
It
So
is, yeah.
They flop down to the table and they like wiggle a little bit as they do it. It's
Yep. That's kind of neat.
Doink. All right, now with any luck, I will actually remember to redeploy all this stuff. Okay.
Okay, all right, so here's how this works. Battlefield is always divided into sectors into which terrain is placed. Sectors are 2 foot by 2 foot squares within the battlefield. For each sector on the battlefield, each player rolls 1 halo die. On a roll of a 1, the player must place a piece of terrain. On a roll of a 2, the player may choose whether or not to place a piece of terrain. On any other result, the player does not place terrain. Which piece of terrain a player chooses to place and whether small, medium, or large is up to the player. Terrain rules and sizes are described in detail on page 44. Okay.
Yeah. There's also
terrain placed by a player should sit entirely within the relevant sector. There must be a gap of at least 4 inches between placed terrain pieces. Okay, so Andy, let's start with the quadrant on your farthest right.
Yeah, my deployment zone quadrant there.
Yep. Okay, so I must place a piece of terrain. And you must place a piece of terrain. All right, so let's go over here to the terrain. Oh, here they are. They're in these.
Yeah. This is like the quick reference sheet there.
Yep. Okay.
Is it 2-sided? It is. Okay.
Okay, and like with the bags, the bases, you can right click and hit search.
Yeah, so you can see all the different variations in it. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I'm going to place. Okay. And then when you're done, delete the die that you have in that sector so that we know that sector's good. Okay, let's go over to the left, your left.
All right, I'm going to put a station inside my deployment zone and make that my home base. So
that's fine. Okay, so I rolled a 2 here, so I will choose to place terrain.
And I have a 1, so I have to place a terrain.
You must. Yep. I'm going to place a nebula. Nebula's down.
I'll place some debris.
Okay, so make sure it's 4 inches in between.
I just dragged it out of the bag. I haven't actually. See, where do I want to place it? Yeah, I'll do it there. That's got to be more than 4 inches. I think it's a 1-inch grid. So
yeah, okay. And then last one on that side. Okay, so I'm not placing anything there.
Hold a second here. What is going on here?
What are you doing? There you go.
Oh, no. There we go. I was trying to get it up above the table a little more. All right, so no terrain here for me either.
Okay, all right, so let's go down to the one right below it.
All right.
So this is where my deployment zone is. So no terrain for me.
And I can place terrain, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's your deployments. I'm going to deny you a cover, so no terrain.
All right, that'll work. All right, next one over to your right. All right, I have to place terrain.
And I do as well.
I'm going to put down some wreckage. Yeah, they're a wrecked UNSC ship. That'll work.
Let's see here.
I wish the terrain was 3-dimensional. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a true-to-life representation of what the components from the tabletop game for life. So
it is. All right, last quadrant here. What terrain for me?
Was that I can put a piece of terrain too?
Yes, you may choose.
We don't have any planets yet. Let's put a big old planet.
Okay.
Maybe not on top of the dice. Give me that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there we go.
Yep, perfect. Now, if you'll go ahead and get rid of the sector lines, the green lines.
Easier done than said.
And let me look. I don't think there's anything. Let me look for this scenario. Let me see if there's anything special for this scenario. Okay, deployment is from using the method stated on page 51. We're skipping the choosing the table size thing because all of our stuff is already laid out. So
yeah,
which I think is fine. Okay, so page 51 says, unless otherwise stated in a specific scenario, all deployment is done in an alternating process, one battle group at a time.
Yeah.
Unless otherwise noted in the specific scenario, the player who lost the roll for board edge may decide to deploy first or second. Let's just do a 2d6 roll for. Actually, no, this is Halo. Let's do this. We'll just kind of swag this here real quick. Grab all your order dice for your commander.
Absolutely.
And roll those, and however many command icons that come up, which is for you the cross swords. Or, I'm sorry, for you that's the Spartan helmet. That'll determine who places first. I got 2.
I got 2.
Okay. Roll again. I got nothing.
I got 1.
All right, so you can choose who deploys. And for those of you who are watching at home who are the purists for this game, my apologies. We're just doing a little bit of expediency here.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to upset about this, then you better buckle up because you're about to be triggered hardcore here, I think. Well, in all honesty, since I've got more stuff out there already, I'll go ahead and deploy first.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and try.
Oh, actually, before you do that, let me tell you. So this is the victory condition. So for this scenario, victory conditions: destroy the flagship is 3 victory points in addition to its build rating. Sector control, 1 victory point for each sector containing a deployment zone. And destruction, 1 victory point for every build rating point of enemy elements destroyed. So sector control is, let me look that up real quick in the back of the book. Some scenarios will award victory points for sector control. If a player is the only side to have elements in a sector, they are considered to be in control of that sector. Points for controlling sectors are awarded every turn. But on a given turn, each sector in a battlefield may only be scored once. So in this case, it's a victory point for each sector containing a deployment zone. So our deployment zones stretch across 4 sectors. I'm sorry, 2 sectors. No. 1 sector, right?
Yeah.
24 inches. Yeah, so 1 sector. So, yeah, so basically if I can get in that square, that sector square that contains your deployment zone, I'll get victory points. And you will do the same if you can get over to mine. Which ship is your flagship? Because mine is I have 1 ORS on the table, and that's my flagship.
I will say it's the Yorktown. This one epoch I've got here with the Spartan on it.
That'll work.
You need to see here.
I'm going to deploy a battle group. You're good, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's going to get crowded over here.
Yeah. So that's I was just thinking that. All right, so I was able to make the base edge of my flagship yellow. If that helps you at all.
Okay, I'll do this. I'll do the same. I've only got 1 ORS on the board, but I'll do the same.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
If I click on the thing, go to color tint, and it brings up the little color menu, and then you just select which color you want and click apply.
Okay.
And that should do the trick.
I can't tell a difference, but that's okay. I've only got one ORS on the table, so. And I can tell which one of yours is the Yorktown by hovering over it, so I'm not too worried about that.
All right, let's see here. Gotta rotate these guys around. Do. All right, everybody, tighten up. Gotta make room for.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be really pressed for space over there.
Ah, come back here, you. How do I flip you back over? Hold on a second.
What'd you do?
I managed to sort of flip it upside down. But
I would grab it and try to like kind of chuck it across the table and see if it lands right side up. Almost.
Come here. I think there's a way I can fix it in the manual adjustment menu.
Okay.
Here, hold on a second here. Rotate, and
there you go.
Yes. Nice.
All right.
Yes. All right.
See, my solution was just to throw it until it's fixed, which is not the optimal way to handle tabletop miniatures, as I know.
Yeah. Feels like a very army solution to the problem. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh crap! I
All
guess
right.
these things up here too. There we go. I was actually able to stack my Pelicans on the base of the super heavy cruiser.
Were you really?
Yeah. It was a little fiddly though, because you basically have to avoid the hitboxes for the models themselves.
Yeah. Okay, hold on a second. I'm getting my stuff adjusted here.
I'm honestly not sure I'm going to be able to get everything into my corner. We'll find out soon enough, though.
So I noticed if you drop the boarding craft tokens onto each other, they automatically stack.
Yeah, which is kind of a neat little feature.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Okay, shoot. I just remembered playing this game. Oh, dang it! Now I flipped one over. See, I threw mine and it worked.
Yeah, you've got yours a little closer down to the base, or that cruiser is a larger model and higher above the base, and so it's throwing off like the center of gravity, and the impacts are all wrong and everything else.
I do like the little sound effects.
Yeah, the little clicks and clacks and everything.
Yep.
Has a kind of almost like a homey feel to it. Sort of a weird way to describe it, I guess. But.
I know what you mean though. Yeah, 1 second. Okay. You're up.
All righty. Do. All right, let's see here.
I do like also that you can label the ships. That you can give them. I mean, it's kind of fun to give them names, but it's really helpful to be able to say, okay, this element is with Battle Group 1, this is with Battle Group 2, because as you destroy things, yeah. In this game, it's not battle groups. I want to say there was one where you got points for destroying an entire battle group, but not in this scenario. But it also helps you to kind of keep track of where everything is. So That's nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got my next battle group out.
So, pro tip, recommend that you put your non-capital elements in front because they tend to have shorter ranges.
Yeah.
And you can shoot through ships. There's no blocking.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I noticed that in the rules. I'm like, aha.
And distance is measured center to center in this game.
Yes, tracking that too.
All right. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Those are a little too far forward. Okay, you're up.
Okie dokie.
I have 2 battle groups left to place.
Yeah. I've got 4.
A bunch.
Yeah. This reminds me of my 40K IG tank army, veritable Chimera parking lot. So legitimate question. What do I do if I can't get everything deployed? Is that there's like some sort of like it automatically goes into reserves type of rule, or?
No, you're just gonna have to be as creative as you can. I mean, it's okay if something's hanging off the back edge. Just don't put anything forward of your deployment line.
Right.
But like if you look over at my side of the table, some of my elements are like right on the line. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and it begins again. Hooba. Hooba. Hey, there we go. That method works too.
The army method worked, huh?
Yep. All right. Well, he is actually resting on one of his little frigate groups there. That's probably not good. All right. I think that one's down.
Okay.
Oh, you little bastard. Come on. All right. Well, we'll go with the fine control method, I guess.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Let's see now. So I'll have to put out some of the big boys here. Oh dear. I managed to flip all the elements upside down at once. I'm not sure exactly what I did to do that, but that was pretty impressive.
Wow. That is impressive.
Oh boy. Okay. Real quick, for space stations, I can drive through those, right? Like a planet where it blocks me.
You can't, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. Let me look at the reference here. I'm almost
In which
positive
case,
you can't, though.
I pulled a classic me maneuver and managed to make my life a lot more difficult.
If an element makes contact with a space station, both are destroyed and replaced by a debris field. So I'll tell you what, it's, you haven't played this game in a long time, and I didn't know that either, so just delete it. You need the room over there.
Well, I can just move it like over here, right? And
it's up to you. Yeah, it's up to you.
That's still legal placement and everything. So
okay.
I didn't immediately realize just how packed things are going to be getting.
Well, that's the nature of this specific scenario.
It feels like if you're going to be playing on enough points to warrant a 4x6 table, that you almost need to go like 36 and 36 in on each corner instead of 20-40 to give yourself more room.
Well, this is the scenario though, so yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Just, thinking out loud, like
what
can be done to make it.
Well, I mean, this is a we're not playing a tournament here, so we can alter the rules within some reason.
Nah, as long as you're okay with some perhaps somewhat dodgy deployment, I can make it work.
That's fine.
I can guarantee you with certainty everything will be behind this blue line I drew for myself. So.
Okay, so I'm not watching your side of the table. Just let me know when I'm ready, or when I can put my next element or battle group down.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just fine tuning pelican placement at this point.
Okay, so this is my final battle group. I'm deploying right now.
Whoa.
Okay. So I'm all deployed.
Yeah. Oh, a second here. I'll get the rest of my stuff out here momentarily, right after I fix this guy. There we go. Boink.
It's nice too. You can hover the mouse over the pieces of terrain and you can see what they are.
Yeah, that's handy.
Yep. I mean, most of the time it's going to be self-explanatory, but.
Now, the one thing I'm finding to be a little bit of a downside with the stacked Pelican tokens is it appears I have to select each one individually now.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if there was a way I could like move them all together, like right click and move all or something, but. Okay, so I basically just gotta squeeze my last two battle groups into this little piece of terrain.
You got two more still? Wow.
Yep. I mean, unless Battlescribe was grossly off on the points, but it seemed like it was matching up pretty good with the points I had in the rulebook and whatnot.
Well, I trust that you didn't sneak a battle group in there on me or anything.
Oh dear, what just happened there?
Now I am watching your side of the table, and it's highly entertaining.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that particular. I know. Let's just all fall together in a big pile maneuver just happened.
My fleet commander is liking his chances for the outcome of this battle, based on the deployment of the human forces.
Yeah.
It would be kind of fun if we had a third person in here to provide color commentary and kibitz and make fun of us. And...
Oh yeah. Close enough. Oops. Okay. Let's see here.
So, in order to save time,
yeah,
I'm just thinking for the future. We'll have to think of some ways that we can speed this up, like like putting the terrain out ahead of time or something like that. Maybe make some adjustments based on the fact that we're that we're playing this remotely.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right. Well, I'm overhanging the back of the table edge a little bit in a couple of
That's
spots.
okay. That's okay.
Too much.
That's okay. That's fine. All right. All good?
Yeah, I'm all.
You're all deployed? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
you
I'm
hold
on page
the UNSC parking lot.
Yeah, so if you'll delete the 2 deployment zone lines, I can't do that apparently.
Interesting.
Do them. I don't think I can do it.
Well, that's again easy to do. Boink.
Okay, so actually we're on page 63 of the rulebook.
Yeah.
All right, so we are in the order dice phase. So we need to roll the order dice and then place them on your commander card.
All righty. Let's see here. Doot and the doot and the doot.
Okay, so neither one of us is playing with special characters or with heroic characters rather. That last I think it's for both of us. The last square for the order dice has a thick border around it that signifies the die that you could share with your other characters. Like if I had the Minister of Theology, I would be able to, if he needed a die to get something done, I would be able to share the one that's in that spot. So,
got it.
Okay, so let me take a look here real quick. So there's a unique ability for your commander on the lower right of the commander card. So I am playing with Watniri, Zaitanjar Watniri. A gifted military opportunist, Watniri is capable of taking advantage of the slightest flaw in an opponent's plan. During the execute order step of the orders phase, you can force the opponent to reroll a single order dice each turn, but the second result must be accepted. That's interesting. Okay, so you have your order dice placed?
Yep, sure do.
Okay. All right, so next step is to allocate order dice, which we have now done. Then execute orders. So this is where you would play any orders for the fleet, or that you're going to order out to your battle groups, which I am not going to do any.
Yeah, because I don't have any that. I guess the only one I could really use at this point in the turn would be form up, right? Because everything else is, like before initial attack dice are rolled, during attack segment or boarding resolution, etc., that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're probably not going to play anything right now. But there are, there are things you could play.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. So now we are going to determine initiative order. So to do this, we roll 1d6 and then add the number of command icons that you got. So in your case, the Spartan helmet. So it's just a 1d6 roll.
Yep, I got one of those. Whee!
So I rolled a 6 plus 1 is 7.
And I got a 5. 4
Okay.
plus 1.
All right, so I have initiative, and I think there's actually an initiative marker.
Yes, it is the symbol right there. Yeah, you flip it to
So Covenant has initiative this turn. Okay. All right, so let me, again, we're kind of trying to just review here. So we're skipping the wings phase. Because again, that can be a little confusing sometimes, even just on the tabletop. So we're not going to do that here.
Yeah.
I like the idea, but at some point we'll do it in the future. Okay, so battle group phase, movement, and then attack. So we're probably not going to be doing much attacking right now. So remember, Andy, and this is in the quick reference, small ships can move both the beginning and the end of their straight line movement.
Yeah,
Medium ships can move either the beginning or end, and large ships and massives have to move at the end, or have to turn at the end, rather. So,
yeah, pretty straightforward.
okay, all right. So I think I'm going to go ahead and activate a battle group over here. So exciting! All right, I'm going to activate battle group number 3. And let me see if I remember how far these things move. That is 2 CPVs and 2 line corvettes. And the CPVs move 8 inches. Line corvettes move 9 inches. All right, so here we go, Andy. First time we're moving in a game of Halo Fleet Battles.
By Tabletop Simulator.
All right, so toggles, measure movement. All right, there's 8 inches for that ship. I'm not going to turn. Shoot. Okay, so you have to turn on the measure movement for all of them.
Yeah, because each one is treated as a separate object. Now, if they were, I guess you could theoretically select all of the elements and then you could move it once. But the problem with that is once you're packed in this tight, it's hard to select just the battle groups and just the battle groups worth of stuff as opposed to everything else in their neighborhood.
Yeah, the nice thing though is once you toggle that on for an element, it stays on.
Yeah,
so you only do it once. Yep.
So it's really more of a first term problem then.
Yep. So while you're taking your turn, I'm going to go through and do that for all of mine.
I'm going to do that right now for all my stuff.
Okay, so that battle group is activated. I got nobody anywhere near in range, and don't forget to grab the activation marker. Those are force agnostic.
So. Yeah, I already. If you look at my play area, I've already cloned myself a little pile of them. So.
Okay, cool. All right, you're up.
All right. Well, sort of limited in what I can like move first. So let's see here. Oh, I guess I need to change my movement system from centimeters to inches. That would be helpful. Inch. There we go.
I think mine is already set that way, but let me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The two little like quotation mark, double quotation mark. That's inches, right?
Yep.
Okay. How did you know it was centimeters? Yours was set in centimeters.
Because it said centimeters on it.
Ah, okay.
Oh, what is going on here? Ah, there we go.
Oh, that's interesting. So you can't. That's one of the drawbacks to this game is you can't slide these things along the table. So with some of these larger ships, they overhang the edge of their base. on an actual physical model, you'd be able to slide an element underneath that one, underneath that overhang, but you can't in this. So it's interesting.
Well, so the way you would have to do it is you would have to go with the move tool, and you could do it like I'm doing with the move tool. The problem is it doesn't seem like it is measuring movement. Like the measure movement tool doesn't work in that mode. So
okay, that's okay. That's a small thing. You'll just have to remember.
Now, I suppose that we could make our lives a little bit easier, and that when we're building our elements, we could always try to limit the amount that we're overhanging the bases as much as possible. But
yeah, I had to shrink most of mine down. So the ships that I have, the capital ships I have that are a single ship in the element, those are at the normal size. But the other ones I shrunk all the way down, I think, in order to get the support ships to fit on the base.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, well, I've got my first battle group moved, so I'll put my little handy dandy token out.
Here they come. All right. All right. This is defended CCS.
And we have to move. Our minimum move is half of our maximum, right? Something like that.
I believe so. Yes. Okay. EVPs can move 10. They move 9, and that is a CCS. Moves 8. Yeah, I like that you can toggle on that measure move and it just stays on. That's convenient.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
All right. Valiant. Shoot. Let's try to double check a movement value. Okay. All right, so I guess I can move that, and then I can turn a little bit like that.
Yeah, it looks like the rotate is a 45-degree thing, which tracks with what's in the book. So,
well,
the rules rather.
You can change the amount that your rotate does.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah, if you look at the top of the screen next to the menu button, see where it says 15 rotation degrees?
Oh, yeah.
You can click through a different number of degrees there. So right now I've got mine set on the lowest setting, which is 15.
Oh, well, mine says 30. It should say 45 then, because all these rotate at 45-degree angles. So let's make sure we're set at 45. I didn't realize that. That's good.
Well, I've got mine set at 15 because that way if I want to move less, rotate less.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
So I guess I'll actually rotate this guy first, because he can do that.
Yeah, because you don't have to do your full rotation. That's your turn. That's correct.
Okay. And there we go. Back to you.
Okay. I guess we just have to try to eyeball it and make sure that we're going in a straight line here.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I don't know if there is a setting somewhere that we can adjust on that.
Yeah. I think right now we'll just have to be kind of eyeballed based on where the ship started off, and what its attitude was to the other ships.
I mean, to be completely honest, it's not like this is technically any more or less accurate than doing it by hand on a table. Right? It's just easier to see when you're screwing around with it.
Yeah. Well, on the table, you'd be able to put your tape measure down in a straight line along the edge of the element, and that would give you your attitude adjustment, for lack of a better term, as you're moving. Your yaw, I guess, maybe is the right way to put that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, okay, back to you.
All right.
This is pretty fascinating. This is really whoever did this, and I probably could look through the module and find out who that is, but I haven't done that yet. So whoever you are who did this, if you are watching and torturing yourself by watching us, number one, thanks for watching. But number two, thanks for making such a beautiful representation of this game. The models look out freaking standing. It's in the starter field looks great. It's in the user interface is great. It's really neat.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. Let's see here.
So I'm looking around on the edge. I don't see that there is a turn counter anywhere.
Yeah, they got a victory point tracker, and but you know, there's probably a simple component that we can use to.
Well, I was gonna say let's just use the countdown timers. We'll just so this space in between these two tablets over here by the initiative marker, we'll just chuck one of those in. So we're on turn 1 right now, so we'll just drop one in there. So
yeah, that works easily enough.
Yep. So this scenario has I think an 8-turn limit.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm done with that group.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm gonna have anything that's gonna have 6-ish feet of range. So there should be no shooting yet. Best I've got is about 32 inches, maybe.
Man, I hosed myself up here. Got kind of jammed up. Let me check something in the movement real quick.
Trying to figure out if you can move through something or.
No, I don't think you can move through things actually, but you have to move at least half of your movement value. So, all right. So for these guys, it's going to be 5 inches. Actually, what I'm going to do is turn them a little bit. There you go. Man, that's not going to work either. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me take a look at this here.
All right.
It doesn't actually say that you can or cannot move through. It just says you can't be overlapping bases. So I wonder if you can fly all the way through. Yeah. Or that means you can fly all the way through.
If you could. Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't if you have the ability to get that far. trying to like get over here on the other side or something? Or
Yeah, I'm trying to reset these back to where they were. Right there, okay. Oh, let's see. Move this guy up 5 inches. That'll put him. Actually, let's try to move the full 10. 10 would put me right here. Shoot. No, it's not going to work. Well, if that happens, they just got to back up.
Yeah.
Along their path. So trying to keep this all at right angles. So I know where he was.
I mean, you should be able to get like up in here because you can turn.
No, there's not enough room. Actually, yeah, let me back him up to where he started. Just hold on 1 second here. Start about right there. Okay. Good thing this is not a tournament. So I'm going to rotate, and then I'm going to go to there. This is going to be ugly, but it is what it is. Okay, the RCS can move, let's see, 7 inches.
You just flip the when you flip the card.
Shoot! Well, I still had it selected.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder if you can select it and hit F again to flip it back around the right way. I don't know.
Yep, you can. There you go.
Oh, you just have to turn it around because it's facing backwards now.
Oh, yep. I thought that looked wrong. So he was going that direction. Yep. Okay, that looks about right. Okay. These guys can move 7s. They got to move at least 3.5. So we'll put this guy up right here.
Yeah, watching you try and move these guys, I'm thinking to myself, welcome to my world.
Yeah. Like I'll go right there. That is ugly, but it works. All right, you're up.
All righty.
Well, if anybody's going to watch this, it's going to make for some awfully boring, awfully boring YouTube.
Yeah, like I said, we might get dozens of views, but hey, you never know.
I think we'll be lucky if we get even that many.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like EPOTs are, as expected, slow.
Yeah, well, the ORS is the same way.
Well, I mean, it's big fat capital ship. So.
Yep. ORS can move 5 inches. Or 5. And I will do a quick rotate. All right, I'm done.
All right.
That's all my battle groups. So.
Yep.
It's all you know.
All right.
Oh, that is ugly. That is an ugly deployment. Good grief.
There we go.
Is that a specialist battle group?
It is.
Okay, I was going to say, that's an awful lot of capital ships in one battle group. I know it's been a while since I played, but I do remember the stats.
You talking about the 2 epochs?
No,
Here?
the one that you just moved.
Well, the one I just moved are the
those are destroyers. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was looking at it
it's still a specialist battle
above.
group, right? It is still a specialist battle group, but
yeah, I was looking at it from a long way up. I thought those were cruisers. I was like, holy crap. 4 cruisers in one battle group. That's going to be a nightmare.
All right. Here's where I gotta pay attention to which battle group is which. So, oh, these guys. Gotta make sure I move up me pelicans. Otherwise, they'll be pelicans.
Oh my gosh. I can hear the viewership numbers dropping already.
The groan from the audience was audible. Could feel it in their bones.
What do you have left to move here?
Basically, these 2 epoch battle groups back here.
Okay.
So the tricky part right now is just making sure I can get these frigates to move at least 5.
Yeah. That's interesting. So I'm watching you, and I can see how far you're moving your ships. That's
Yep.
neat. So I can tell if you're cheating or not.
Yep. Although I would urge you to not be too hasty to attribute to malice what could probably be achieved to fat fingering the keyboard. But
all right, is that everything?
Yes, that is everything now.
All right, so nobody's blowing up. There's no boarding actions. So go ahead and pull all your activation tokens, and I will throw another marker out for the next turn.
And then we have to re-roll for the initiative and the whole business there, right?
Yes. We're starting turn 2. Okay, yeah, so you can re-roll any or all of your command dice.
Yeah.
I'm going to re-roll 2 of mine.
I'm going to re-roll 2 of mine, too. Ooh, well, I got another helmet.
All right, and I have a total initiative of 3.
Oh, 1 plus 2 or 2 plus 1 or?
I have 2 command icons and I rolled a 1. So
okay, I got 6. 4 plus 2.
So we'll flip this. All right, you're up first.
All right. Sort of have to start from the front and work my way back.
yeah. Well, I'm kind of in the same boat. Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, this probably can't be done in all situations, but this feels like a reasonable approach in this specific situation.
As long as they can all move the same distance. Is that specialist battle group of frigates?
Yeah, this is the 6 elements of frigates.
Yeah, that thing's nasty. I usually play UNSC when I play this game, and I've used that battle group on several occasions, and it can be devastating. All right. Do you have range for anything?
Yeah, that's what I was trying. I know there's a way to measure range. And I was trying to figure out which tool that was. I don't think it's the draw tool. I think it's the line tool. Yeah, it's the line tool.
Okay.
So
center to center.
Well, that's just it. I'm not sure what it's snapping to. It's weird the way it's acting.
Okay, if not, then I think if we just stay consistent and just do like edge, closest edge to closest edge of the firing arc to closest edge of the firing arc, or the target.
It's interesting, right? So let me draw this line. So see the way it's doing. It's like it basically does like a fixed channel until you go past the edge, and then it starts doing the arc.
That's fine. And then let's just do the firing edge to the closest edge of the target.
I wonder if there's some sort of. Oops, sorry. Well, anyway, I think what I was coming up with is it's easily like 24 inches.
24 inches to that base. Okay, so what's your range?
Yeah. I think the light max only have 20. And missile batteries have 24, but I'm just out for that, so too far away from missiles.
Yep.
Because that was to the very closest element.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Oops.
Good.
I keep clicking on the board and it gives like a little, hey, look at me arrow.
Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm good. So let me go ahead and put my activate token on those guys.
Yeah, I keep doing the same thing. I left click on something and you don't have to. You can just right click on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so these guys, I'm gonna turn them slightly. Now let's get them moving. They can go 10 inches. Let's go. Don't want to outrun my cruiser back there. So let's go 8. Okay, and this is a RCS, defended RCS. Seven inches. All right. All right. ADPs range 24 inches with their plasma torpedoes.
So you should have that range since we're right at 24 before they moved.
Oh, this is a different battle group. Okay, so how did you measure range? What was the tool you brought up?
Down, click on the line. Also, you can hit F4. Bring that tool up. This is like the.
Oh, yep, got it. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Got you there. Yep. Definitely got you there. And then the RCS. Let me see what the RCS has. That is a. That's a defended RCS. Oh, damn. 32 inches with the plasma lance. And I have 24 inches with the plasma torpedoes, so I don't know if I can reach you with my torpedoes, but I can definitely reach you with the lance. Oh, actually, I can get you with the torpedoes too. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to fire. See if I can hurt those guys before they hurt me. So let me bring up the combat here. Look at the order. Okay, we got the range. It's good to go. Attack segment. Okay, nominate firing solutions. Execute firing solutions. Okay, so trying to see if I. Okay, yeah. So it's you're picking elements. Picking elements with this. Okay, so that's the case. I'm going to fire my plasma lance at this guy right in the middle.
Okay.
And then all my torpedoes are going to go on this guy here. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So let's.
And then
that.
There is some sort of defensive fire that goes on here at some point, right?
There is. Yep. All right. So I got 10 dice for my plasma lance. How do you get rid of the measuring tool once you have it?
You just have to select the hand tool.
Yep, got it.
Tool.
Got it. Yeah, I just figured that out. Yeah.
So it seems like the function keys cycle through the different tools that are in that vertical line on the left-hand side.
6, 7, 8.
Not that it seems like we need a lot of them. But
Right. Okay.
like a lot of these functions aren't really useful for the game.
Okay, so here's my plasma lance.
Okay.
All right, so let's just go through the steps here. So it's going to be where to do this. Okay. Nominate firing solution, which I've done. Perform sighting actions by checking range, arc of fire, which I've done. And then execute firing solutions. Compile the attack dice pool. I've done that. Determine the firepower rating. This is going to be remember for the Covenant. So if I recall correctly, the Covenant at long range, they're at firepower 3, and at short range, they're at firepower 5. If I remember that correctly. Where is that written down? That's written somewhere.
Maybe in the Covenant Fleet section at the back.
Yeah, look in the rule book. This is based on what I remember from playing the game before.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I'm not shorting myself.
Could it be have or something?
What's that?
Could it be the result of a loadout you have or something?
No, I was looking at that, and it's not. Plasma weapon loadout, page 110.
I'm looking at page 112 at plasma torpedoes. So they're subject to the usual plasma-based rules for firing at short and long range. So that's probably why it is. It's probably tied to plasma.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep, it's on page 110 exactly. All right, yeah, that's. I just wanted to make sure that was what I was remembering that correctly, because again, it's been quite a while since I played this.
So it's 3 at long range and 5 at short range.
Yep, and this is a long range shot, so it'll be firepower 3. Okay.
Right.
So during the firepower, so I now roll the attack dice and count success. So you roll your defense dice pool if applicable. This is a plasma lance, so you can't fire your point defense against it. So I think you just have to grin and bear it, I think.
Well, I do have titanium armor.
Okay. Look that up real quick before I roll.
And I was just looking at it, and now I lost my place. Oops, 1 second. Something along the lines of get +2 to your defense dice pool as long as you're undamaged. Like if you're on the first rank of your damage track.
Okay.
Let me verify that here. Where are the loadouts? There we go. Elusive hard target. That's not it. Yeah, titanium armor value. Elements can add the value listed in the parentheses to its defense dice pool when defending against an attack, provided the attack is made against the first level of damage on the element's damage track. Once an element takes a damage token, the benefit of titanium armor is lost, and the value can no longer be added to any defense dice pools.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so you're right. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice.
Yep,
This
so
I'll get 3.
Yep, and I just get those 2 defensive dice.
Okay, and I believe defensive dice roll at firepower 4. All right, so I got 2, 4, 6. So I got 9 hits total. We can't reroll anything. And you took 1 away.
Yep, so that's 8.
2, 4, 6, 8 hits, and that was on this guy right in the middle.
Yep, and that's it's 3, 3, and 3. So that means I take 2 damage, right?
This is correct. Yep.
And then you also have to check for criticals, I believe, right?
Yes, and I just read that. Hold on. That's in the quick reference I was just reading.
There we go. Copy and paste does work with damage tokens.
Good. Okay, if an element takes damage, the opposing player must always roll a single halo die after each damage token is applied. So I'm going to roll 2 of them, and I'm looking for 2s. So I'm going to roll these 2 right here. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, dang. So you take 2 vulnerable tokens. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, for each critical hit inflicted, the target gains a vulnerable token immediately. That's the green one.
Yeah.
So that means your point defense are hurting and other things as well. So.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, it's a somewhat expendable element, so it could be worse.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do my plasma torpedoes. So I've got 2 ADPs. Let me see what they've got.
And now I do get my point defense against these, right?
Yes, so those are 6 dice apiece. And the defended RCS is 7 dice.
So my point defense is 3, so I'll get 3 plus the 2 for titanium armor, I guess, right?
Yes. And also, take a look real quick, Andy, while I'm totaling this up.
Yeah.
Take a look and see if I think your other ships can help out, I think.
Oh.
But I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see what, maybe loadouts, see what they have for point defense in there. This is one of those cases where, having played lots of Dystopian Wars and Firestorm Armada, it's like you think it should work that way because it does in those games. I haven't seen the loadout, so I'd have to probably go to the blasted actual attack phase breakdown, starting page 82. There should be a detailed discussion of setting up defensive fire. Execute firing step. Let's see here. The target element adds defense dice it generates. to the defense dice pool and then rolls them. It doesn't say that you can. I don't think they do.
Okay, you sure?
I'm
Oh,
not.
you know what? I think that's correct, because there are, and the reason I think that's correct is because my ADPs have a special rule that says they can lend their point defense to a capital element that's in their battle group. But they have to have a special rule to do that. So
yeah,
okay.
It's in the system loadouts, right?
Yes. Okay, so here comes shoot, you're a small target, right?
I am indeed.
Or what are your loadouts? You have something like hard target or small target or something like that?
They're elusive.
Elusive. Okay. So this is plasma, and I'm firing at short and long range. Okay, these are all going to be long range shots. So I'm going to be at firepower 3, but then because of your elusive, it drops me to firepower 2. That's how I read that. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm looking. So basically, a numbered result is a hit, but it's one hit. So okay, so it's going to be a lot of dice. It's going to be 19 dice, and this is into this.
That one right there on the corner. Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, and I got no rerolls. So one. Sorry, that was a hit. It's just the die.
Yeah, I saw. I got caught and flipped.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, and you're on firepower rating 4 for your point defense, which means you can re-roll for every 2. You can re-roll the blanks or the misses, but not the skulls.
So I can re-roll. This guy basically.
Yep. Okay, so you got a total of 3, so you negated 3 of the hits. So 1, 2, 3 go away. So that leaves with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
So that's enough for a damage marker then.
Okay, so I'll roll this one to see if it takes a critical. And no critical.
All right.
All right. Very good.
Sweet.
Our first combat on Tabletop Simulator. Actually worked pretty well.
Yeah, no, I mean, it works. It does the job.
Yep.
All right.
You're up.
All right. Marathons are 6 or 7 shoot. I apologize. I'm so rusty on all these stats. I can't remember what moves what anymore. I gotta check it every single time.
What do you mean? That's okay.
Just looking up how far the marathon cruiser moves, for example. Shoot, I guess I need to. So mediums can move before or after, or can turn before or after they move, just not both, right?
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and tweak this guy's rotation just so I don't bulldoze that asteroid.
All right.
And then I think coherency is, okay, good. I was just double checking. Coherency 6 inches, and I was just making sure. All right, now I think I should have something in range for at least the marathons. We got missiles at 24 and heavy max out to 32. So yeah, I definitely got something. Yeah. 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 Okay. Well, let's see here. I think I'm going to try and use my heavy max on that guy.
On which one?
This guy right here.
Okay.
Because I'm getting about 30 inches, and I can reach out to 32 with these guys. The missiles out to 24 are just there. It's too far away. So.
Okay, so I have cloaking system. Let me look that up real quick.
Oh, cloaking shenanigans. I was thinking that the big guy would be easier to shoot than the little guys would be.
So you're at a -1 firepower, but I think UNSC missiles bump up to firepower 5 at long range. That would drop you to firepower 4.
I'm shooting max at you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, yeah. I was going to drop you by 1.
Yeah, so I guess I should have paid more attention to the loadout. Let's see here. All right, so there's some special stuff. Basically, it gives me a chance to just hand out learnable tokens for fun.
Yeah, that's that Mac. You're talking about the Mac power combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that up. Well, you're the UNSC player, so I'll let you worry about those details.
Yeah. That says so basically I have to trigger damage first before that kicks in.
Yes.
All right. So.
And I actually do. So my version of titanium armor is defense array, but the defense array actually stays up, I think, the whole time.
Right. Right. Okay, so my max on these guys, the heavy max, are 2, I think. For the marathons, sounds right. Yes, no, maybe so.
So you need it for that Mac power table?
No, for the shoot, where are the stats at? That's the Valiant. There we go. Yeah, Mac Perrin 2. So I should only need 4 dice then for this shot.
Oh no. That's the Mac value for that weapon. Yeah, that's what you would use to look at that Mac table to see if you punch through my shields and give me a vulnerable.
Got it. Oh,
yeah.
Dice. That's why I should have been looking at as the dice value.
Come on, Andy. When have you ever played a Spartan game where you only rolled 4 dice for a cruiser?
I mean, it's
cruiser.
It's entirely a good point. So, so for the supported marathons, their heavy max wind up with 9 dice. Be 18 dice, I guess, huh?
Yes. Yeah. See.
So I will need a few more dice here.
Just a few.
Actually, that's 6. So if I select all 6 and click clone, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Adventures in mathematics.
15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, here we go. Okay, so and then is there a range shift or just the shift due to your cloaking technology?
The only thing the cloaking technology does is drop you by 1 firepower rating.
Yeah.
So you should be shooting at firepower 4. So my cloaking drops you to firepower 3.
Okay, and there's no additional firepower loss for range, is what I'm asking.
shouldn't be, but that would be explaining your loadouts.
Okay, so I didn't see anything about that in the Mac loadout.
Okay, then you should be good.
I guess it's one of those things where other games start to leak into it, right? So
yeah, oh yeah, we all play so many games. It's always worth checking the rules.
All right. Well, anyway. Okay, so I'm basically just looking for the number results then.
Yep.
Of which?
No. This is Firepower 3, right?
Yes.
So 2s count for 2, 1s count for 1, but there are no rerolls.
Right.
That's how that works. Firepower 3.
Oh, that was not a. Dang it. Oh, whatever. It's in the discard pile. It's weird how it sort of spontaneously rolls some things when you move them.
Yes.
All right.
Because it's picking them up. Yeah.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Okay, that is enough to cause damage. So, hold on one second. Okay, so that my highest rating is or my first damage track is 9. Okay, so now
I get to roll for the vulnerable tokens. Right?
Yes, you do this even before I roll my defense dice. So
yes,
you're gonna roll.
I did catch that.
You're gonna roll 1 Halo die, and you're looking for either a skull or a 2.
Yep, skull or 2. All right, here we go. So I'll roll this one here.
Okay. And what I think this is supposed to simulate is all the Macs are hitting in the same spot, and they have the chance of overwhelming the shield in that one particular spot and actually punching through to the hull.
Or requires you to make a radical jink to avoid the flight line of the dart or whatever. All right, so well, not a 2 or a skull. So
all right, so now I'm going to roll my defense array then. And I got nothing on the defense array, so that is a point of damage. Go ahead and roll what you're looking for. You're looking for a 2, right?
Yep.
For a vulnerable?
Yep.
Or for a critical hit, rather? Nothing.
Nope.
Okay. All right, let me move my dice back, and I will put a damage token on that ship.
Yep, let me drop my activated token on.
That was this ship right here. All right, cool. Very good, very good, very good. All righty. I will go with the Righteous Hunter. So Battle Group 3 is my 2 CTV heavy destroyers, and then two elements of line frigates. So my 1 heavy destroyer is the Righteous Hunter, and the other one is the Martyr's Sword.
Mm.
So we'll go with the Righteous Hunter first.
I like it.
So he's going to do his turn now. And then, shoot, I should have looked at this. Oh, actually, it's on the base. I always forget that. 8 inches, yep. So, yeah, so don't forget, if you want to, you can always look at the base, too, because the base shows you how far they can move.
That's a good point. I forget how much information they packed onto the bases of this game.
They did. Shoot, I think I rotated him too far. There we go. These can move, I think, 9. Yep. I got to tell you, the resolution on these things too is great.
Oh yeah, you can zoom way in on them, and they hold up at close range.
They do.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that this particular module is a bit of a labor of love.
Well, as with most things with the Halo Ground Command and Halo Fleet Battles, the Todd and I were talking about this when we played Ground Command a couple of weeks ago. The support for both of these games, you know, it was what, August of 17 when Spartan closed its doors, so it's been coming up on 5 years this summer, and both these games are still going. Yeah,
4 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, and these games are still both going strong. Okay, I don't think I can range anybody. I might be able to with my torpedoes, but I don't think I can. Other torpedoes at 24 inches, plasma torpedoes at 24 inches. Okay, so the farthest I can go is 24 inches, but I don't know if I can get anybody. But let's take a look.
Never hurts.
Yep. Oh, dang. Ruh-roh.
Yep.
All right.
Might have a couple elements biting the dust here.
Okay, so I think. Okay, yeah. So these three elements are going to be able to fire. The one that can all range is this guy here.
Okay.
You see it when I highlight that, right? That shows up for you.
Yeah. No, I can see you hovering over it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
and
I have 24 inches.
I was gonna say if you click on it, it'll put a little arrow on it.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So I'm going to go for that guy right there.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you.
So the 21 inches essentially 23.1, 23.7. So, okay, cool. So those three will fire. All right, let me check my dice. This is plasma torpedoes. So you'll have your, remember, you will roll your titanium armor and your point defense at the same time.
Yep. Fear my 5 dice of defense.
Oh, sheesh. Oh, man, those guys have 10 torpedoes apiece. Dang, this is going to be 24 torpedoes coming in. All right.
I always like to think that this feels like the scene from the Roadrunner cartoons where the Wile E. Coyote has an anvil about to fall on his head and he opens up like the umbrella.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
That's 20.
I love the clone tool. It's fun. It's a fun toy.
It is. Okay, but remember, this is going to be at firepower 2 because of the long range shot, so it drops into 3, and you're elusive, which that drops in 1 more. So it's a firepower 2 shot.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
I'm standing by. I think you're gonna get at least 3.
All right. I'm going to re-roll this one because it's a cocked die.
Yeah.
Actually, got a few cocked die in there. That one, this one, and this one. We re-roll those 3. Good with that?
All right.
All right. So.
I definitely need to roll my defense. So I'll go ahead and take care of that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually a pretty good roll. 8.
Yeah.
9.
Actually,
10.
this is firepower 4, so I can re-roll one of these guys, can I?
15.
Nah, it didn't help.
Okay, so I got 15 hits total.
I canceled 4.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it gone? Okay.
Yeah, it's 3, 3, and 3. So if you get over 9 in one shot, it's a goner.
Yep. Okay. So there is no in Halo Fleet Battles. There are no command checks, no morale checks, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Which I think, and I've said this before, I think that fits in the Halo universe because the fighting is so desperate on the side of the UNSC, and the Covenant are all pretty well battle hardened, I think.
Mm-hmm,
so it's like, well, it sucks to be those guys, but we can't stop and mourn their loss because we got targets in front of us. So,
well, it's also not a terribly unfluffy thing for a naval game in general not to have too much morale stuff going on. So
well, but I try to look at everything through the lens of dystopian wars because, as we know, that's where I cut my teeth. And in that game, as you know, if you lose more than half of your ships in your squadron, you get to take a command check. If your admiral ship gets blown up, which happens to me quite a bit, you got to take a command check. So,
oh yeah,
so nothing like that in this game. All right, sir, you're up.
hooray!
I'll tell you what. Now that we've got everything arranged, it actually moves pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's the setup that and plus I think we're also still fighting our way through the learning curve of how the controls for the game work.
Yes, well, and it also doesn't help that neither of us has played this game in a while, so there's that part of it too.
Yeah.
Like with Star Wars Legion, because I play it so much, I can pretty much tell you, like, yep, that moves here, yep, that moves here, that moves that far, that's that many dice, this kind of dice, because I play it so much. With this game, the last time I played this was Cobalt Con in Colorado Springs back in April of 2019, before the world turned upside down.
Okay, we'll move all the way over there. I can missile sort of right back in here. Okay.
Yeah, see, I think in the next turn you're going to start getting your max in on me, and that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, well, the corner deployment, we start so far away.
Yeah.
The time to get in to range.
Yeah.
I think I do actually have a max shot from this guy right here.
All right.
Yeah, I think I can shoot this closest was it frigate group?
Those are ADP escorts. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
The only one you're going to shoot?
Yeah. Are they elusive or?
They are. Let's see. No, they have cloaking system though, so it drops you by 1.
Okay. So firepower 3 then?
Yes. And I have a defense array of 2.
All right, and I have 9 dice on that guy.
I also like too that you can roll the dice in the vertical column, because that means we can roll out on the table and not worry about knocking a bunch of stuff over.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what I get. Nothing super great. Looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And your MAC value this is only 1 ship shooting, right?
It's a 2. Yeah, so I should
check your table.
Yeah, so my Halo dice is, I think, just a 2. I remember that right. Double check it.
It's on page 108.
Yeah. I need to start putting like little tabs in the book again. Skull. I'll resolve a skull.
Yep.
It's a vulnerable token. So I'll pull out another dice for that, and I will roll her up.
Go for it.
Okay. Nope.
All right. Here's my defense array. So I knocked 3 of those hits off.
Ooh, nice.
I'm going to go through.
3.
Okay, that's 1 point of damage, or that's the first damage track rather. So roll to see if it's a critical.
All right, here's my critical roll.
No critical.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, it is nice that you can just clone something right there, so not to go all the way across the table.
Exactly. Yeah. Or if you need a few more dice, you just clone a few more dice.
All right, let me step away just for 1 second. I've got to open a window in here. It's a little stuffy. Hold on 1 second, okay?
No problem. Let's see here.
It should cool down pretty quickly. It's 24 degrees outside, so.
Yeah, it's a Here too, we're in the 20s. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure what the exact temperature is. I haven't checked. I might have to actually close my window because I opened it earlier to cool the room down, and I'm starting to get a little chilled. We got our actual like first big snow in a couple of years last night.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I had to go out and shovel the walk and stuff.
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 inches Friday. So okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's actually only 20 degrees out here.
Get these guys going. So I think if they keep going straight, they're going to be okay. We're going to like move right up through that formation. All right, so they're going to move 5 inches up. That's their minimum. Actually, let's bump it to 6. And these guys, let's rotate them. Sorry, I'm giving you the play-by-play here for my for my movement.
That's all right. Oh, that last shot that tagged your escorts there, that came from the UNSC Rocinante, by the way.
Ah, very nice, very nice.
I'm halfway through season 5 now. So.
Oh, so what'd you think of season 4?
I thought it was a slow start, but then again, I thought that book was a slow start as well. You know, I sort of felt like the tensions between the corporation and the Belter settlers was, you know, it was interesting from a world building perspective, but it wasn't the most like exciting plot in the world. Yeah. But once the alien machinery, once that island blew up and the alien machinery really kicked into high gear, then it started getting really interesting, I think.
Yeah.
So it was all of it was good, but the second half of the season was definitely better, I felt. Just because it had more to work with.
Yeah, that was my least favorite book of all 9.
Yeah.
But I felt like it translated very well over to the screen.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't help or it doesn't hurt, I should say, that they had great casting, you know.
Yes.
And all the actors did great jobs with their roles as usual.
All right, so I'm going to pile on to. Let's see if I can finish off this this frigate here.
Gotta get 3 hits.
This guy right here.
Probably get there.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. I'm going to be rolling a decent amount of dice. I'm actually going to fire on this element here.
Okie dokie.
All right. Oh, shoot. How well this will do line of sight? Okay, so check me here. I'm trying to line this line up. I don't want to touch the base because as soon as I touch the base, it gets locked in. So that looks straight to me, right?
You try to draw it from your escorts here?
I'm trying to draw from the escort. I'm trying to draw from that because the escorts have a forward firing arc.
Yeah.
So I think that line is the line I just drew is
well with the go ahead and take your hand away. I'll draw a regular line on it.
Okay, so it looks like they're in my arc. Okay, so this element is not in my arc of fire for the ADPs. So this is what I'm going to do. The the ADPs are going to fire.
If you go back to your hand tool, you'll stop dropping those little arrows like that.
So the 2 ADPs are going to fire on this element, and the CCS or the RCS, whatever that is going to fire on this element.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Works for me.
All righty. So let me check the ADPs. They have 6 dice apiece at 24 inches, so 12 total. And remind me again, Andy, did you say that you have or have not finished the books?
I haven't read the novellas, but I finished all of the mainline books.
Okay. All
So
right,
I
here
mean,
comes
I know where the story's going and everything, you know.
right. Okay, so here comes 9 dice. Okay, so because you're carrying a vulnerable token, you'll remove 1 success from your point defense. That's what that.
Okay,
That's what
because
that will do.
these are torpedoes then, so I do get point defense.
These are plasma torpedoes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have something like small target or something like that. What's your loadouts?
Elusive.
Okay, that's right. And so that means I'm at a -1. So this is, yeah, so I need to remember that. So basically all of my long-range plasma torpedoes at small elements are going to be at firepower 2. So, okay. All right, here we go. Firepower 2.
Yeah. And then I get to roll my regular defensive dice, but I have to subtract 2 from it, right?
You're on your point defense, and you're subtracting 1 success from the point defense.
For each vulnerable token, or?
Yes, for each vulnerable token.
Okay, and because I'm firepower 4, I can still reroll this one. Oh, nice. All right, so basically I lose 2, so I end up canceling 3.
Okay, and so I got 6 hits total, so that means 3 go through.
Yeah, and that's enough to kill it.
Okay,
it was this one right here, right? So.
Yes. Yep. Okay. All right. So let me check.
To the dead pile with you.
Sorry?
I said to the dead pile with you.
Yes. So now this is the Covenant RCS Armored Cruiser Prayer of Victory that is firing. Let me see how many torpedoes I get. Oh, none. The RCS does not have torpedoes, but I have a plasma lance that goes to 32 inches.
Yep, that should reach.
Yep, that'll reach.
And I won't get point defense against that. So
you will not, and that's definitely within the arc. Actually, if that's the case, okay, so I should have declared that attack prior. So all I declared was this element was that we were going to fire. This guy technically is in range, but I'm not gonna use him because I had only declared the attack from this one. So
okay,
that seems fair to me. I need to pay better attention to my stat cards. That's going to be 10 dice. This is 12 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Okay. Take these out of the way. All right, and this is a long-range shot, which drops into firepower 3, and then you are elusive, so this is another firepower 2 shot. Okay. This is a plasma lance, so nothing against it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's enough to kill it. Yeah, just had to get to 6 because it's
okay.
I already got 1 damage track on it.
Cool. All right, we'll put an activated token out there.
Let's see.
All right.
Oh, bala. There we go.
Okay, so I get 1 victory point for each build rating point of enemy elements destroyed. What's the build rating for what I've killed so far?
3 so far.
Okay. 3 BR? 3 build rating?
Yeah, they're 1 each.
All right, so I am at 3 points.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Man,
okay.
I'm really glad I got a cooling deck for this laptop because it's working. You can hear it working. How much longer are you going to go tonight?
Well, it's midnight 30 here. I was thinking maybe we finish this turn and then call it good this session.
Okay, we can save this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because it seems like finishing at at a turn break feels like a natural good spot for a pause.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine.
Oops. Steady. Now hopefully I didn't screw that up. No, okay. I was worried I had moved myself out of coherency, but I'm good. Okay, now I do have a 32-inch shot. I think I'll target that damaged escort element there.
All right.
Yeah, I got range to that.
Okay. He's got 6 hits left.
All right, and my Valiant Super Heavy, the heavy max are 12 dice with a Mac 2. So.
Okay, and I've got the cloaking. So if you're at long range, it'll be -1 firepower. I'm gonna move my window here 1 second. I'll be right back.
Sure.
It's 24 degrees outside, and there's a little bit of a breeze blowing, so it cooled down here pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my 12 dice. Firepower of 3, right? So no rerolls. All right, here we go.
Rolls.
Dope. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey.
The 2 counts as 2, right? Did you count that?
Yeah. Each. No.
2.
Yes. For 3, each 2 counts as 2 successes. Each 1 counts as 1 success, and no reroll permitted. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your Mac thing.
Yep. Here we go. Here's that.
You're looking for a 2, I think, right?
Skull.
Skull.
Nope.
Okay. Nothing. Okay. And here's my defense array. I stopped 3 hits.
Okay, so that takes it down to 4.
4 total.
Yeah.
That's another point of damage. Roll to see if it's a critical hit.
Okay, here goes critical roll.
Looking for a 2.
Nope.
All right.
All right. And that'll be that for those guys.
All right.
Boom.
Okay. I'm going to activate this battle group.
So we're using these little Covenant and UNSC victory point counters to count the build rating and stuff we've destroyed then?
Yeah, so it's for each build rating, it's 1 victory point per build rating per BR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice that they have those stats on there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, playing this tonight really reminds me of how much I sort of like the system. There's some nice.
It's a clean system.
There's some really slick elements to it, you know.
Yep.
The bases are one.
Sorry, go ahead. Good. I was gonna say I had no targets, so that battle group is done.
I was just gonna pontificate about how the base overlays are nice. The multiple ship to a single base is kind of a fun feature. The firepower system is neat. You know, just
all
around, it's kind of a neat system.
Yeah, and I, being a fan of the Halo franchise, of the IP itself, whatever the right term is, I've always felt like both Fleet Battles and Ground Command were appropriate, I guess, for lack of a better term, were appropriate. The rules make the games play appropriate to the setting in the IP. I think the first or second game I played of Halo Fleet Battles, in the very last turn, there was, I think I was playing the Covenant. My opponent was the UNSC. He had gotten his Spartan aboard my ORS. There's an Epoch and an ORS left, I think. And the Epoch was damaged, the ORS was damaged, the Spartan caused a critical core breach, and the ORS went up, and when it blew up, it took the Epoch with it. So at the end of the game, there was nothing left on the board. Everything was dead. It was all gone. Right. And I was like, well, that's kind of fitting for Halo. It's a desperate struggle. In all the games of Ground Command that I've played, it has never been a runaway victory. I mean, you know how it is, like in Dystopian Wars or other games. You can just, sometimes if the dice go your way, you can just crush your opponent.
Yeah.
It never seems to be that way in Halo.
Sorry, I didn't actually mean to drop that, but I am done with that element. That's nothing on it's in range. I forget that the Epochs, for being such a big ship, actually only have short range weapons. So.
Yeah, they're carriers, which I guess we're kind of hosing up a little bit in this game since we're not playing with the wings, but that's okay. Yeah. They can throw a decent amount of missiles. So.
Well, I didn't really expect anything other than just refamiliarizing myself with the rules and how the game plays, and learning Tabletop Simulator out of this one. So
yeah, I was gonna say we're kind of multitasking here with this game.
Well, I'm just saying that accomplishing those two objectives is enough. I don't need to min-max my list and try and go for blood here too much.
Yeah. I'm just happy that this seems to be working well. Like I said, once we kind of get everything set up, it's, once you start playing the game, it actually moves along at a pretty decent pace.
Yeah.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, so all my battle groups are activated.
Okay. And this should be pretty quick because I've got, 2 battle groups left to activate, and they're both going to be out of range when it comes to shooting. So.
Okay.
So it should just be an exercise in moving things.
This is nice too because there are some models that I don't have. Like I never got the Covenant Blockade Runner, and I never got the Covenant CAS. I think those are maybe the only ones I'm missing.
Yeah.
So this gives me. Oh, and I don't have the Covenant support the DSC. Although I noticed so on the Covenant side they have the overlay for the DSC, but they don't have the model. And I think on the UNSC side, you have the overlay for the Phoenix class, but you don't have the model for it. So I wonder if that's going to come at some point. But this is nice because I haven't really ever messed around much with the ADPs for the Covenant sides, and I have those. I haven't messed around much with the Halberd for the UNSC. So those are options that we have now.
I was afraid of that.
I'm going to take a look at the movement rule real quick while you're moving, just to make sure what we're doing is correct. As far as possibly moving through elements. Oh, don't forget, and this might be a little bit late, but you have that hard burn loadout for some of your UNSC ships.
Yeah,
if you're moving in a straight line.
Yeah, the only place I probably could have used that would have been that mass frigate formation.
Right.
But yeah, no, I was tracking that. I just hadn't really found a good way to use it. Appreciate the reminder, though. Definitely something I could easily forget. Okay, and I think that's it for me.
Okay. So, again, I just went back through the movement. All I can find is that whole thing about the bases not overlapping. So I'm going to take that to mean, and I probably asked and answered this question, years ago when I was playing this on the physical tabletop. But
yeah,
I take that to mean that you can move through. So okay,
yeah,
so
it's a space game, right? So it only makes sense that
Yeah.
you should be able to do that, in my opinion.
Right. So if we had any vulnerable tokens, you would now roll to repair those. I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, you sort of cleaned that problem up for me. Thanks.
I try. Okay.
You're just that good of a buddy that you.
That's right.
Wouldn't have
All
to
right.
deal with that onerous burden.
So I'm going to move one more countdown timer out, so we remember we're starting turn 3.
Yep.
And I think that is it. So for those of you who were watching through this tortuous little session here, thank you for watching. And I guess we'll probably do a different video for the rest of the turns at some point. But I will leave that up to MBS Actual over there on the other side of the table.
Yeah, we'll have to find another time to finish out the second half of the game here.
Oh.
It feels like we're just about to start getting to the good part.
Oh yeah, well that's as with so many games, as you get into the later turns, it goes faster because there's a lot fewer ships. So